We'll hear from Singletrack magazine at singletrackworld.com, and welcome to Fresh Goods Friday Live, or if you're in the UK, Fresh Goods Thursday Evening Live. Wherever in the world you're tuning in from, welcome to the show. This is a weekly live Q&A chat that we're doing on YouTube, and basically I'm here every Friday morning to talk about test bikes that we've got on the go, new test product that we've got on the go, basically any kind of product news that we've had over the last week or so. And we're here for a live Q&A chat, so that means that all you guys watching, you can ask me whatever you like about any of the products we're chatting about here, or perhaps a bike you're riding yourself, or maybe there's something you're looking at buying and you're not so sure about it, you want to know some extra details or what to look out for. Drop them in the comment section below, and I have this wonderful phone in front of me here, and I can read your comments as they come through live. So by all means, join me for the chat, and we're doing this every Friday morning, so join in as we go along. Today I've got a few different things I want to chat to you about, a few exciting new products, or I think that's exciting, that have turned up this week for testing. Now I do have this Giant Trance 29er test bike here. I've had this for a few weeks. There's a couple of bits on here I want to chat about today. Oh, we've got Timothy tuning in there saying hey. Hey Timothy, thanks for tuning in. You've come along for the last couple of episodes, so welcome back. And we've got Mike Tarry here who's saying hi Will. Hey Mike, nice to have you in for the live chat. So welcome to Fresh Goods Friday Down Under, or Fresh Goods Down Under, or whatever we're calling this show. Balls Deep MTB, Fresh Haircut Friday. That's a great name. Thank you for noticing. Do you like the fresh snip that I had yesterday? It's been too hot lately. I had to get rid of the shaggy hairdo, so it's feeling a lot tidier, but more importantly, less hot and sweaty. We've got Woody Hardboner in the house. Welcome again to the show. Best YouTube handle. Toby Dog MTB, evening fella. Hello Toby Dog, welcome to the show. Thanks for tuning in. So we've got a live Q&A chat here for anyone. I've got lots of people tuning in here at the moment, so welcome to everyone who's new to the show. Shed Life Guy, hi Will, love the t-shirt. Thank you very much. Very snazzy, isn't it? Yes, basically all the t-shirts that I own are free bike t-shirts that I've acquired over the last few years. I can't remember the last time I bought a bike shirt. Bought a t-shirt at all. And we've got Tonyo Boy. Good morning, Will. We've got PS Beard here. Hello from Minnesota, all the way from Minnesota. Welcome. Thanks for tuning into the show. And as I said before, if you guys got any questions for me, any comments, by all means, drop them into the comment section below. By all means, heckle away. I'm here on my own, hanging out. So anything, any entertainment you've got for me, I appreciate. So I do want to talk about, this is probably a good thing to talk about first and foremost. I'd love to hear your guys' opinions on this, because convertible full face helmets are very much all the rage at the moment, but I understand some people really aren't into them and other people really love the idea. Timothy, I'm in Morzine. Morzine! Oh, no way! Feels weird to see the bike trails under the snow. Yeah, right, so you're there for snowboarding and skiing, Timothy? Yeah, I mean, Morzine, for many mountain bikers out there, is a bit of a mecca for alpine riding, but you're obviously there in the snow season, so not so much mountain biking. Trail Talk MTB, good morning, Trail Talk MTB, thanks for joining. Yeah, so Timothy's out there skiing. I hope you're having a good time skiing. I know I'd rather be there in summertime, but I hope you're having a good time out there. So tell me what you guys think about convertible full face helmets. I'd love to hear if any of you guys own something like this. This is a Leat DBX 3.0 Enduro helmet. In fact, I think there's a V2 in the name as well. It's a really long, awkward name. But basically, this is Leat's convertible full face helmet, and by that I mean it will turn from a full face into a half face shell. So you basically get two helmets in one. There's a few other brands on the market doing this. The Bell Super DH, of course, is a very popular model, and the Super 3R before that was one of the original of the new style convertible full face, and the Giro Switchblade as well. All right, so we've got Tonyo Boy. Will curiosity kills the cat, but would you be able to put a higher travel on the Giant Trance 29er to 140mm? How does it affect the geometry and the ride of the bike? So Tonyo Boy is changing the topic from the convertible helmet and asking about this Trance 29er that we've got here. Can you run a 140mm fork? That is a very, very good question. I'll find that out for you. I think I already have that answer in an email. I think I already asked that question Question to Giant, excuse me, but I cannot remember the answer, so I'm not going to give you an answer that I'm not 100% confident on. Stock fork is 130mm, but we're wondering if we can go a little bit bigger to 140mm. Chances are you probably can, but I don't want to give you confirmation on that one until I find it. So I will find that out for you, Tonyo boy. Excellent question. Timothy's saying, I have the Bell Super DH and it is expensive, but I love it. Yes, I have the Bell Super DH as well. I reviewed that last year, and that is a really, really good helmet. This is the other convertible full face that I've been using lately, the Leat DBX 3.0. Trail Talk MTB says, I feel like there's a compromise. So we're talking about convertible full face helmets. Dedicated full face enduro helmets like the Pro Frame, the Fox Pro Frame, just feel more secure fit, whereas convertible helmets compromise by maintaining comfort when the chin bars are off. Yeah, I think you're right there. I think to a certain extent, you've got two helmets in one. So you've got one helmet. Oh, Ben Wildman, Tess says hi, and she loves bowling. Oh, welcome, Tess. Thanks for joining the show. That's Ben Wildman there. That's my good friend who owns this lovely workshop that I'm doing this video in. And his wonderful daughter, Tess, is watching the show. So welcome, Tess. Thanks for joining in. And thanks, it's really good to hear that you enjoy bowling. I love bowling too. I'm glad you and I share a good passion there for bowling. Right, so back to the helmet. We're talking about convertible full face helmets, and I think Trail Talk MTB, I think you're right. I think there is a certain compromise that comes from creating one helmet that's designed to do two tasks. Alternatively, it's potentially an option for some riders to get exactly that, two helmets in one. So this is an expensive lid. I don't have pricing on me here because I didn't bring my notepad with me, but I think in Australia this is $350. In the UK it's 189 quid. So I do remember the pricing. That is the pricing there for you. So it is not exactly an entry-level helmet. It's very expensive, but if you consider you're getting two for one, perhaps it's better value for you. But I'm just going to give you a quick demonstration on this. So basically, we're going to remove the chin bar and turn this into a regular trail helmet. Should I model it for you first? I'll show you what it looks like on. I'm going to look like a total dork, so just bear that in mind. Mike Terry is saying, thought about getting the new Super DH, but seen Fox's latest gear ad and saw what looks like a new Pro Frame. That might be a convertible, might wait and see what comes soon. That's really interesting, Mike. I haven't heard about Fox doing a convertible Pro Frame, but that would be very interesting. I do know of several other brands that are working on them at the moment, and I'm not at liberty to actually say who those brands are. But I can say that there are a few bigger helmet companies that don't currently have convertible full face helmets that are developing them at the moment. These are a very popular style at the moment, typically aimed at the enduro market. And the idea is that you have this fully protective full face helmet with lots of chin protection, extra side protection there. You can see we've got nice big chin foam pads in here. That keeps the helmet nice and secure. Got the adjuster at the back there like a normal helmet, and it keeps pretty secure. Mike Terry would love to see 100% do one. Yeah, because they do some really nice full face helmets at the moment, but they don't do a convertible. So there are a few brands there that kind of have the technology, I suppose, to make a convertible helmet, but haven't as of yet. So I'm going to see if I could actually take this off while I'm wearing it. We'll see how that goes. There are two latches on the side here. I don't know if you guys can see that. They're like little latches that we open up, and once those pop out, I've got one side off. There we go. There goes the chin bar. So that is how you turn it into a half face helmet. So right now, we'll just do that buckle up there just to be safe and sound. There we go. Ta-da! That's a trail helmet. So we've got plenty of coverage around the back here, a bit more coverage around the temples, nice thick shell, big adjustable visor. This thing is like a duckbill. It's absolutely massive. But that kind of gives it the style when you've got it in full face mode. And this is what Trail Talk MTV was talking about with the compromise. There is a compromise in looks as well, because you've got to create a helmet that looks normal like this, but then when you put the chin bar on, also still looks normal. So it is a bit of a challenge for designers to create two helmets in one from the one device, really. So very, very interesting. Now look inside here. This is the Leat DBX 3.0 helmet. See these blue things? These are quite interesting as well. This is called 360 turbine technology. And the idea with these, this is kind of an alternative to MIPS. And so what MIPS, if you're not familiar with MIPS, it's basically a plastic liner which sits inside the helmet. And it means when you've got the helmet on, the helmet actually has a certain amount of rotational free play that you can have. And the idea is if you hit the ground really hard on an angle, the helmet is actually designed to rotate slightly. The idea being that the helmet does the rotating and not the brain inside your skull. So it's all about minimizing rotational violence of your brain inside your head. So new helmets are coming out at the moment with MIPS and also alternatives to MIPS to kind of manage this rotational force, because apparently that is the most common type of impact when you're mountain biking. So these little 360-degree turbines, they're called. These are actually made of an armor gel, and they're actually squishy. I don't know if you can see that, but they actually have a certain amount of rotational movement that you can get them going there. They also have a little bit of inbuilt suspension. So not only are you getting that rotational free play from the 360 turbine technology, I'm just going to call them turbines, you also get a little bit of extra absorption as well, a little bit of extra suspension there. And the more suspension or the more kind of squishiness you have in that helmet, hopefully the safer that helmet's going to be in the event of a crash. So you've got more material in there, softer material, to absorb that impact energy before your head does. So that's the idea there. We've got a few comments coming through here. Timothy says, I use my Super DH in Morzine during the summer and it feels like there is better air ventilation. Ooh, good. So we're talking about the difference between a convertible sort of enduro style full face helmet. That will be this one here with the chin bar. I'm going to put this back on actually. Let's see how I go with that. And a dedicated downhill helmet. So these do tend to be a bit lighter. It's worth noting, Timothy, that the Bell Super DH that you have is actually guaranteed, or it's rated, I should say, to downhill certification. Now that's a big deal, and that means you could turn up to a downhill race if you wanted with that Bell Super DH. It's, as far as I'm aware, it's the only, oh no, the Giro Switchblade as well. So there are two helmets there, convertible helmets that you can actually race downhill events in, whereas this Leatt DBX 3.0 is not rated or certified to downhill racing applications. Right, so I'm going to try and put the chin bar back on here. This could be thrilling TV. I'm just going to give you a bit of a look here, a closer look. So there are two kind of slots here that we're going to plug into the back of the helmet. So you've got two chips here, and they're going to hopefully slot in, if I get the helmet the correct way up, into grooves on the underside of the helmet. So you can see there's 4 of these grooves, 2 on either side. And we're going to slide those in. And once they're in, then we've got 2 latches on the back here. And these are kind of like, well, I guess like ski bindings or something like that. But yeah, anyway, you put that hook in, lock it down. And you've got the other one on this side here, lock it down. It's quite secure. Wraps around, so you can see there, you've got a latch on either side. Very neat, and it kind of looks like a normal full face. You've got that nice big peak there, which certainly helps. But definitely the styling of this helmet, it looks pretty clean. It looks kind of normal in both full face and half face modes. So yeah, so I've been riding with this quite a bit, mostly as a trail helmet, but also in full face mode with goggles on there and everything. Great for uplifts. It means that I don't need a dedicated full face helmet just to do uplifts, because a lot of uplift trail centers and stuff like that, they require you to have a full face helmet. So that means that you've kind of got the chin bar, you can slap that on, and then you can do a day of shuttling, you know, comfortably, knowing that you have full face helmet, got a bit of extra protection there. No, it's not rated to the same standards as a full downhill helmet. But if you're on a trail bike or an enduro bike, perhaps you're not riding at the same speeds as a downhill bike, the risk might be a bit lower, but you just want a bit more protection than a trail helmet. That's probably a good option for you. So that's the DBX 3.0. I wanted to let you guys know about this because we have had a review go up on this helmet. I think it was last week actually. So if you go on singletrackworld.com, you can read the full review. James Vincent has reviewed this helmet. I've been testing it as well, so I've added my 2 cents into there as well, or 2p, depending on what currency you're using. Just checking to see if we've had a few. Oh, Shed Life Guy. How do you rate this against the new Troy Lee helmet? Now that's the Troy Lee Stage helmet. Is that right, Shed Life Guy? Are we talking about the same helmet? The Stage helmet, which is, as far as I'm aware, is not a convertible helmet. It's a lightweight full face helmet, an enduro full face helmet. And this is an interesting point actually, because there are brands who are doing convertible helmets. There are brands that aren't. But what they're focusing on doing is for enduro. Yes, okay, thanks Shed Life guys. So we're talking about the same helmet, the Troy Lee Stage. Troy Lee Stage, the Fox Pro Frame is another good example. And there's Leat actually do one as well. So they do a dedicated full face helmet, but one that's designed for enduro. So it's much more ventilated, much lighter. It's still a full convertible full face helmet. So it's not designed to be turned into a trail lid like this one. So there are brands that are doing this, and from what I understand on the Enduro World Series, a lot of those EWS guys and girls, their preference is for the dedicated full face helmet rather than the convertibles. We're not seeing as many of these at that high level EWS racing. So take that for what you will. I don't know. For me in my application, I really like this convertible style, and I like being able to just slap on the chin bar and boom, I can go do shuttles and uplifts and so on and have a full face lid that's kind of looks okay with goggles. So yeah, so there you go. That's a DBX 3.0 from Leat. While we're talking about helmets, there's a review on this that just went up yesterday on singletrackworld.com. So if you're shopping around for a new lid, there's a review of this and the Leat helmet. This is not a convertible helmet. This is the Giant Rail SX MIPS. Giant may be a brand working on a convertible helmet at the moment. I don't know. But this is their kind of enduro / trail lid. So it's got more coverage at the back. Got a load of coverage around the temples. It's still really well ventilated. Loads of vents on there. I've been really impressed with this actually as far as both comfort, stability and breathability. I've been riding in some really hot conditions lately, but this has been really impressive even on sort of 35-degree days. It's pretty good for ventilation. I think the Specialized Ambush is probably the only trail lid I've used personally that's better ventilated than this, but this is not far behind, to be perfectly honest. So that's the Rail SX MIPS, and Giant's not a brand that I really have much experience with helmets. This is the first Giant branded helmet I've used, but it's really quite good. Very comfortable, very secure. We've got an integrated MIPS liner in here. So the idea there, as we were talking about before, is to reduce rotational forces coming through from the helmet. Oh, Shed Life Guy, massive air vents, and from what I've read, not all the convertible lids are UCI certified. Yeah, exactly. So that's a problem with convertible helmets. Going back to this guy here, not all of them have the certification required for that kind of full-blown EWS racing. And I think we're talking about UCI certification with these. They have to be certified to downhill standards to race in EWS. I believe that's the case. In which case, you couldn't race with this because it's not rated to the same downhill standard. So yes, so there are some differences there with those convertible lids. Anyway, yeah, really impressed with this helmet. It's pretty good value as well. It's £119. In Australia, it's $185, which is very aggressive pricing, very competitive. It's designed to be goggle compatible and glasses compatible. I've talked about this before on a previous episode, so I won't go into too much detail. But if you do want more information about this guy, if you're sort of looking around for a new trail lid, singletrackworld.com for the full review of the Giant Rail SX MIPS. Ooh, Shed Life Guy, that is correct as I understand it. Yes. All right, so we're on the same page there. Right, so I want to talk about some interesting mounts that I have at the moment. I think they're kind of cool. I'll let you be the judge of that though. So we've got at the moment, I've had a whole bunch of these turn up. They're from K-Edge. Now, if you run a GPS on your bike, then chances are K-Edge, which is an American brand, these are all made in America as well. They're beautifully machined from alloy and lovely stainless steel hardware, really nicely made stuff. Not cheap, but very well made. They basically make a computer mount for pretty much anything on the market. So this one's allow me to clip that in and demonstrate. Here's one I prepared earlier. So here we go. So the single clamp, you've got the GPS, so that sits out in front of your handlebar. And in this case, I've got a Bontrager Ion light, which actually comes with, you can see there, it's a GoPro style bracket. So a lot of lights on the market are starting to come with these GoPro brackets. So I think Knight Rider, Light and Motion also do them, and Bontrager too. So I'm sure there are other brands on the market that, Glowworm, sorry, that was the other brand I was thinking of, which will bolt onto a GoPro style adapter. So with the idea here is you've got your GPS, which is nice and easy to see. That's right in front of you, in front of the handlebar. But then you've also got the light underneath the handlebar as well, which is a really neat spot to put it fairly close to the ground, which is a good kind of mounting position for a front light. and it's all in one. So very, very tidy there. The other thing I really like about this design, now I've only used it for one ride so far, but the GPS, when you've got the light on, should I put the light? Oh yeah, sorry, that's really annoying. When you've got the light on and you're over the front of the bike, the GPS actually shields the light from your eyesight. So sometimes, I don't know if you guys have ever been night riding with a high-powered handlebar light, and if you're climbing out of the saddle and you're right over the front of the handlebar, and some of those handlebar lights, the front light can be really kind of in your face. Ooh, Shed Life Guy, this style of mount has been on eBay for a year. Yeah, no, it's not new. The K-Edge combo bracket's been out for quite a while, so not a completely new device. New to me though, and we just got a whole bunch of different K-Edge parts here. But yeah, really clean kind of integration, and we were just talking before about having that light on the front of the bike. It's actually hidden underneath the GPS, so even when you're sort of out of the saddle over the handlebars, that light is kind of shielded from your eyes. So something that does happen with high-powered night lights when you're riding in the evening in pitch black, and you're kind of, particularly with climbing as well. So there you go. So that's a K-Edge handlebar bracket. That's a combo mount. They make a few different versions of these, and the idea is to have your GPS and your light, or potentially your GoPro. I've got one I prepared here earlier. You can actually put them on the same bracket, which is quite neat. Speaking of GoPros, this is the other mount that they sent in. This is a on-center mount. So apologies for the broken screen on my GoPro there. We won't talk about that, will we, Mark Alka? This is called the on-center mount. So it bolts onto your handlebar, and you can see that the mount is actually off-center. So when you slide that up against the stem on the handlebar, that puts the camera, or you can run that light on the front of it as well, right in the middle of the stem, right in the middle of the bars, nice and neat, and should give you a pretty good point of view. So I got one of these because I've been doing a lot of videos at the moment, riding videos and review videos where I want different types of footage on the trail. I might want to see footage of the fork in action while we're on the trail, or I might want a bit of selfie action, you know, looking back at me while I'm riding. And so you can get a whole bunch of different angles. So that's the K-Edge on-center mount there as well. Now these are going to be, all of these brackets and mounts that we're talking about, these will all be in Fresh Goods Friday. So what's it, Thursday night in the UK now. So in about, I'd say about 12 hours, that article will be going live on the Singletrack website. So you'll get full pricing, all the information on these. If you want to have a read about them, they'll be on Fresh Goods Friday for you guys. So the last thing I want to talk to you about, I'm going to wheel this bike back into view. See if I can drop this seat post down. There we go. Is I want to talk to you about this because this is an upgrade or a change I've made to the Giant Trance 29er test bike. You might recall, if you followed the Q&A video I did on this bike, I mentioned that the small and medium sizes come with a 125mm dropper, whereas the large and extra large frame sizes come with a 150. Now, because the Giant has quite a short seat tube, I ended up with a fair bit of seat post hanging out of the frame. So what I wanted to do was to get a slightly longer dropper post on there because I had the room to do it. And you can see now I have a 150mm dropper. Oh, Thunderstruck Coach, sup Will? Sup Thunderstruck Coach, thanks for tuning in. So just talking about this longer dropper post here. This is a Giant branded dropper post. Now Giant do sell these aftermarket. I believe the pricing on this is 199 quid. Or $299 Australian, so pretty well priced in the scheme of home branded dropper posts. So pretty similar price to, I think, the Bontrager dropper post as well, the drop line. There are a few brands that are kind of doing, to be honest, they're very similar internally. I'm sure they probably come out of the same factory. But yeah, so this is the Switch SL dropper post, 150mm travel. And as you can see, I've still got a little bit of room to play with here, which is really nice. And that's because this bike has a really short seat tube, which is fantastic. It means you can get a proper length dropper post on here. Shed Life Guy, I've just got hold of the new Lupine SL AF front light. It comes with a high and low beam handlebar button like a car on a motorbike. High, it chucks out a beam 250 meters down the trail. Holy dooly. How much did that cost you, if you don't mind me asking? Lupine lights are very, very nice. I've not had a whole lot of experience with them myself. I did chat to those guys at Eurobike last year, and their stuff is very, very schmick. So yeah, sounds like you've got a pretty damn high-powered front light there. Yeah, my little light I've got here is only 700 lumens, so I'm feeling a little bit jealous of your lupine light there. But yeah, anyway, so new dropper post on there. These guys come in 30.9 and 30.9 mil diameter. Yes, 30.9 mil only because they're designed to fit giant bikes, and they all come with 30.9. You can get them with two different remotes. I have here, let's see this. Yep, that's the handlebar remote here. So this is the 1x remote, and it sits underneath the handlebar, underneath the grip, kind of like where your front shifter would be. Oh, Shed Life Guy saying 280 quid. So this is for the lupine light. Oh, wow. 6 volt, 2 amp, very efficient. Good to hear, mate. That's that sounds like a very high powered light. 250 meters down the trail. That's insane. Thunderstruck Coach is saying, love the color of that green. Not usually a green guy. Yeah, I know. I'm into it as well. It stands out on the trail like nothing else. Good luck sort of finding riding kit that will match with this though. It's a pretty loud color that you'll struggle to find this color in too many lookbooks for the fashionistas out there. But yeah, I really like the color too. It's definitely nice to have something a bit different kind of finish on here. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, unless you guys have got any more questions for me, I might wrap up this Fresh Goods Friday Live, but I probably won't see you guys next week because tomorrow I'm going to be flying to New Zealand, and I'll be there for a few days holiday, and then I'm there for a secret bike launch that I cannot tell you anything about. Shed Life Guy, I'll send you some pics if you like, it will blow your mind. Yes, please, do email me through some photos, Shed Life Guy. I'd love to check out that lupine light. It's starting to get, a little bit darker in the evenings here, so I'm thinking about some fresh night lights to get out on the trail. Do you guys do much night riding? Is that sort of something that you don't bother with over winter, or do you have to have lights to kind of ride it and to keep riding through winter? Thunderstruck Coach, sweet, have a safe and fun trip, brother. Thanks, man. I'm really looking forward to it. We're going to be in the top of the South Island in a town called Nelson, which I used to live in a few years ago. And I've got a few friends there I'm going to catch up with. The riding there's fantastic. They have had bushfires though over the last few weeks, which has been pretty gnarly. So I don't know the situation there. I think a lot of the trails are closed because the bushfires are really close to Nelson in New Zealand. So we'll find out. Might have to ride somewhere else. But yeah, I hope everyone's safe and sound wherever they are, if anyone's tuning in from over in New Zealand. Yeah, horrible stuff. But hopefully things have quietened down a little bit, and I'll be flying there tomorrow. So fingers crossed we'll get out some, take this bike with me and do some riding. So yeah, so that's what I've got planned for the weekend. I hope you guys have some wonderful riding plans wherever in the world you're watching from. Thank you so much for tuning in to this regular weekly live Q&A video. Fresh Goods Down Under, I'm calling it. That's what I'm going with for the moment. So I won't see you next week, but I will see you the week after. So by then I should have another test bike in the house, and we'll have some more bike chat to talk through. In the meantime, if you want to read about any of the products we've just been chatting about here, jump on singletrackworld.com. We've got the review of that Leat full face convertible helmet. Got all the K-Edge stuff, which will be in Fresh Goods Friday tomorrow, or today in Australian time, this afternoon, if you will. Yeah, so lots of stuff going on at the moment. Jump on singletrackworld.com and check it all out. All right, I'm going to head off, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really enjoy doing these videos, and I hope you've enjoyed watching. And have a fantastic weekend, whether that's on the bike or off the bike. Whatever you're doing, I hope you have a good one. And I'll see you next time. All right, guys.